Hello, welcome to CSK Speaks. I am CSK and you're watching me on this channel CSK Speaks. Now before I forget, if you have not subscribed and also press the bell icon because you need to get notifications, I think you can go ahead and do it right now because my videos will be coming to you almost every week regularly. Let us begin with a question. And the question is, how many of us would like to become immortal? Being immortal is one of the most fundamental desires of humanity. Each one of us, whether we accept it or not, we like it or we say it or not, we harness a deep desire inside our hearts to be immortal. I was reading this book, and in that book, this story struck my attention. It's a story about a Japanese monk. Long story short, the story is simply about the monk when he decides to give up on his physical being, his body. So he has a set of disciples and he gets this intuition that it's time for him to give up on his physical body. So he calls all his disciples and says, "Look, it was a pleasure being with you, walking this planet alongside you. But now I think the time has come for me to give up on my physical body." So, on this particular day, at that particular time, I am getting on into eternal meditation. I will sacrifice my body and I'll become one with my master. So, all disciples are definitely sad to listen to this, but then when they have taken up the monkhood, they know that this day will come sooner or later. So they come to terms with it, and then finally, they all come to an understanding that they are not going to have their guru or the head monk or the guide around them anymore. Now, the final day has arrived, and as the monk walks up the staircase, he wanted to take the blessings of his master, his guru, his chief monk. So he goes to his place where he left his physical being and he wants to offer his prayers one last time. And when he wanted to do that, he discovers that the lamp which was kept burning was running out of oil. So he turns around to his disciple and he says, "Go and get some oil. I want to offer this one last time and then sacrifice my physical body." Now that person, when heard this, does not straight away go and get oil, but he uses his intelligence. He turns around to the monk and says, "Well, you tell me, nothing is permanent in this world. We can give up on our body and we can go, death can come to us anytime. Now, what if I go down to get oil and I die there? What is the guarantee that I'll come back alive?" And listening to this, Guru smiles, says, "Okay, if that is the case, let me give you a boon. I will give you a boon that till you bring oil and put it, you will not die. And this is my last words. Remember, these are powerful words." Now, the disciple is satisfied. He says, "Okay, I'm going to get oil." So he steps out. And as he's stepping down those staircase, devil takes over his mind. And he says, "Well, just now I got a boon that if I go back with oil, till that time, I'm not going to die. But once I go and put oil there, I am normal. I can die any moment. Why don't I make the most of this boon? You know what? I'm not going to go back. I'm not even going to take oil. I'm just going to run away from here and then live my life." So the disciple decides to do that, and then he goes away in search of his new life. Now, up there, the rest of the disciples and the monk are waiting. They waited for an hour and 2 hours, and then finally, the Guru says, or the monk says, "All right." He finds another disciple and he says, why don't you get some oil? I want to offer this one last time, and then it's time for me to go. So that story moves on. Now this disciple who decides to find a new life is now busy with his new life. 10 years, 20 years. By the age of 50, this guy has enjoyed all his life, but at the same time has accumulated a lot of diseases. Now he is in a state at 50 that he has to be bedridden. But remember, he has a boon. Till he goes back with the oil, he cannot die. He survives another 10 years on the bed, another 10 years on the bed, another 10 more years on the bed. Now he's 80. At that ripe age of 80, he wants to give up on his body, but he cannot because the boon has now become a bane. Now 10 more years he struggles, and people around him, his family, his neighbors, his relatives, his acquaintances, all of them are fed up. They are cursing him. When will this guy give them respite? But nobody knows about the boon. Only that person knows, and he is not interested to tell anyone. And he knows why he is not dying, and he cannot do anything about it. Remember, he wanted to become immortal. Finally, at 95, he decides enough is enough. I can't take this pain, and I can't be like this for anymore. So he tells the secret which he has hidden within himself to one of his family members. He says, take me to that place, and I need to put oil to that particular lamp, because till then I cannot die. 50 to 70 years before, the man didn't want to return back with oil. He wanted to be immortal. Today, he just wants to do that and nothing else in his life. See how the boon has turned into a bane. Now the family person listens to him. He also wants him to get a safe release. So he takes him to that place, and he goes and puts oil to his guru's guru, that is his monk's monk, and then he finishes that particular duty which he was assigned back then when his monk was alive. Soon after that, as he poured the last drop of oil into the lamp, this guy collapses, and then he breathes his last. Now this is a simple story which I read in one of the books. But what struck to me was, we chase immortality, but without knowing that that's the best gift we can ever have. And see, in this story, the gift which he thought was the best ended up becoming a curse. So I think what is important for us is not to just blindly run behind immortality, but to do something so meaningful, so very wonderful in our life when we are alive and kicking, that even after we are gone, we remain immortal. Friends, death is a certainty. The minute we are born, we know that the journey is going to end some time or the other. But what we have to do, or what we can do, is choose to live life in such a way that we remain immortal. All of us have heard of many leaders like Vivekananda, or Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, or Martin Luther King Jr., or even Mother Teresa. Now they are no more alive, but the work what they have done is staying with us right this moment, and it will stay for many more decades, many more centuries to come. I think that's the real meaning of the word immortality. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and click on that bell button, because as you know, that's important for you to join me on this journey of building the CSKSpeaks channel. Thank you once again, and I'll see you soon.